Selamat pagi, Bapak Ibu sekalian. Terima kasih. Saya hormati Pak Endra, Ibu Rika, Pak Wisnu tadi yang nemeni saya. So good morning everyone. Well, the first speakers, the welcoming speech by Pak Hendra, the slides is in English, but the speech is in Bahasa. I'm going to be doing it the other way around because my slides are in Bahasa, but I'm going to use a bit of English. So excuse me for my language, because I saw some of the audiences are, some of the audience are, are not locals, the Bule, the Japanese, and I think it's better for the students as well, so they can read and then Okay, let me start by saying this. Okay. First slide, gimana sih? It's not working. Okay. So this is a pivotal moment in the history. We're not merely witnessing the technological change, but we actively architecting the future of the nations. The question before us is not if AI will reshape Indonesia, but how, and more importantly, who will guide the transformations. Early this year, I worked with Boston Consulting Group. The BCG groups sort of like they made a AI maturity matrix that provides a crucial strategic plans about the adoption of AI. BCG classified Indonesia not as a laggard, but as a rising contender. This is a designations that of immense potentials but also critical practices, a critical paradox. We possess a surprisingly high level of readiness, all testament to our digital policies and talent potentials. However, our economic exposure of AI remains low. This means that the transformative impact of AI on our productivity, our sectors, and our GDP is not yet being fully realized. If you look at this slide, so our mission is actually very clear. We call it Visi Indonesia Emas atau Indonesian Golden Vision Digital 2045. The mission is to bridge the gap between and harness AI to achieve Indonesia's Digital Vision 2045. Actually, the focus between the period of 2025 to 2030 is strengthening the foundations of our digital infrastructures. But since the progress of technology is very, very fast, so that means we have to also focus on not only the adoptions, but also the inclusions of AI in our strategy to achieve the Indonesian visions of 2045. This is not an abstract concept. They are foundations layers upon which we will empower every sectors, from the advanced digital maturity of our financial service to nascent but our vital potentials of agriculture and maritime industries. The lesson from the nations like Japan, the home of NTT data, is this requires long-term investments in the bedrock of innovations, infrastructures, data, financing, and most critically, research talent. This is the second slide. This is about the data reveals our trajectory under the moderate scenario. AI is projected to contribute significantly to our GDP in 2030. Well, a report from AT Kearney saying that Indonesia AI would contribute around 15% of our GDP by 2030, or approximately around $366 billion. Well, this is just a predictions. But we must aim to an optimistic scenario. How? By consciously accelerating AI exposures in our emerging sectors. The emerging sectors are logistic, healthcare, education, and igniting in our nascent sectors, manufacturing, agriculture, and maritime. The goal is not just adoptions. I repeat, the goal is not just adoptions. It's more like a strategic, comprehensive integrations. It's not merely adoptions. It's a strategic, comprehensive integrations. We must move AI from the trading floors of Jakarta to the rice fields of Subang and the fishing waters of Raja Ampat. This is how we drive inclusive and sustainable growth. To orchestrate this national effort, our policies framework is built on two complementary concerns: impact and responsibility. We have recently drafted two policies on AI. One is the roadmap on the implementation of the artificial intelligence. The other one is about the ethics and security. You can see from the slide, impact through the national AI roadmap. This is our strategic playbook. It moves beyond theory to identify precise priority sectors, from food security to bureaucratic reform, where AI use cases will deliver maximum societal and economic value. It provides a clear directive for all ministries and stakeholders to align with their efforts. Second, responsibility through AI ethics guidelines. We cannot build our future on flawed foundations. Therefore, we mandate all innovations must be guided by 9 core ethical principles, from humanity, inclusivity, security, and environmental sustainability. This ensures our technological progress as synonymous with equitable and trustworthy progress. I'm going to tell you the background of the 9 principles. There was a report from UNESCO about AI Maturity Index in Indonesia. UNESCO said there are several major risks in the adoptions of AI in Indonesia. The biggest risk of AI in Indonesia is the widening of socio-economic disparity. So AI is only used by those who have a certain social status, education level, and it has the potential to widen the disparity in social and economic. It may rise the gender issues or racism. That's why the first principle in our regulations is about inclusivity and immunity. The second biggest risk in Indonesia about the adoption of AI is data breach. Indonesia data protection is still very weak. So data breach is the second major risk. And the third is the misuse of AI for criminal purposes like deepfake for like financial scam and everything. So the ethics are designed so that the users, the developers, and the stakeholders will follow the guidelines of the AI ethics. This is the AI innovations ecosystem, the current states and ambitions. We have formidable base to build upon. Indonesia is ranked 3rd in Southeast Asia and 25th globally for AI scientific publications with over 16,000 papers. Jadi buat adik-adik, say Indonesia is actually very active in AI research. In Southeast Asia, we are number 3 after Singapore and Malaysia, and in globally is number 27. So actually, we are quite productive in producing AI research. But the question is not it's not only the quantity of the research, okay? But the central challenge about the commercialization gap. Can we commercialize this research and then the findings and everything? See, I also happen to supervise the incubations and innovations of the startups. I also supervise some innovation centers. There are some reasons of the failures of the startups, especially those who are actively in developing AI. Number one is the management capability. But the number 2 reasons why startups in AI fail is the products don't fit to the market. So they may build fancy stuff with fancy technology, but they don't fit to the market. So be careful with this. Otherwise, you're wasting your resources and talents, but by the end of the day, you have to stop the things that you are doing because you cannot monetize the thing that you are building. So our ecosystem suffers from fragmented. Oh, sorry. The critical link between groundbreaking research in academia and scalable adoptions in industry remains weak. So that's why I'm happy Pak Hendra invited also from the university, because they have to be reminded that university has to be linked with the demand from the industry. So our ecosystem suffer from fragmented collaborations, unequal access to compute infrastructures, and a need for more targeted funding. So the conditions we must engineer is one of deep orchestrated collaborations. We need networks that actively connect a problem in a factory to researchers with the solutions. We must fuse critical academic thought with entrepreneurial skills to create applications that are not just clever, but commercially viable and societally transformative. This is, oh, tak balikin sebelumnya. So at last, I said in the beginning about the BCG, said that we are the rising contenders, but it means nothing if we cannot, shape our futures. It requires a consortium of force, government setting the visions and policies, academia generating and foundational knowledge, and industry, including global catalysts like NTT data, providing the scale, the market discipline, and the technology leapfrogging to turn brilliant ideas into tangible solutions. Let us, the generations that move Indonesia from a rising contender to a leading power, let us be the ones who ensures that AI impacts was not just a line of GDP chart, but a story of a healthier, smarter, and more sustainable Indonesia for all. The blueprint is set, the opportunity is clear. Now, it's time for us to build, start working, and not too much talking. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.